Hi guys, my name is Lyndon Jones. You can check me out on Facebook or Twitter if you need to, but effectively I do a lot of stuff with men in Wales, mainly the Banded Brothers and CVM Wales, where we're trying to reach men for Jesus. It's my privilege today to be able to just speak to you for a couple of minutes, having been requested to by Ignite for your special Advent program of Bible studies in the morning. And the chapter that I chose was one of my favourite chapters from John chapter 15. And this is, in summary, Jesus talking to 12 guys that he'd done life with for the last 3 years of his life. He was about to be assassinated, because he came to give his life for you and for me as a ransom, so that we can have an eternal destiny through him and through his death and resurrection on the cross. One of the things he says in that chapter, he says, "I no longer call you servants, but I now call you my friends." And when I hear that line, that I call you my friends, I think it's just a fascinating thing that Jesus, the Son of God, comes and he calls us his friends. Before he knew about Facebook or anything else that we do our social networking on, he calls us his friends. So I was just wondering, how often, do you check in with him? How often, do you consider that thought that he calls you his friends? It's more than just once a week, on a Sunday going to church. He wants us to have a proper relationship with him. It's not about religion, as many people say, where we sort of go through the rituals, on Sundays and all the rest of it. It's about relationship. That's what he's after. I now call you my friends. He done life with these guys. We ate with them, we drank with them, we sort of done fishing with them, we done barbecues with them, he'd been on mountainsides with them, he'd been in the sea with them, he'd done all sorts of stuff, and now it was coming to an end. And they were really, a little bit sad. They didn't quite get everything that was going to happen. But he said, I now call you my friends. And I think that's great. And we need to take that on board, that he wants us, to be his friends. He wants us to do more than a function for him. He wants us to be in relationship with him. And then one other thing is, as he sort of signed off with them, really, he said to them, I have chosen you and appointed you to bear fruit. And that's a remarkable thing, that the Son of God has chosen us, to do life with him even now. And in that process of life, he wants us to do some stuff for him. But more than that, he doesn't just want us to be busy. He wants us to be fruitful. And I want you to consider this Christmas time, number one, how's your friendship with Jesus? And number two, how fruitful is your life? Because you can't be busy doing nothing, let me tell you that. But he wants you to be fruitful in all aspects of your life. And so, as you find a few moments, over the Advent period, to meditate and contemplate, your relationship with Jesus, I just want you to remember those thoughts, that he calls you his friend, that he'd be on Facebook asking you to be his friend if you haven't already asked him to do that. So I'm going to leave that with you, and just that carol comes to mind that was written, "O little town of Bethlehem," and in the last verse of that, it says, "Oh, come to us, abide with us, our Lord Emmanuel." He wants to spend life with you. He wants to do life with you, and he wants that to kick off this Christmas in a new way and a fresh way. So I'm wishing you a very happy Christmas to you and your family and your friends. In Jesus' name, amen.